Power, Happiness and Success family. Right, this video is for anyone out there who wants to live longer, be healthier, be more youthful, preserve their energy, be fitter, stronger, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and simply to look after themselves as best as possible. And it's a process called autophagy, okay? Autophagy. So just to break it down, auto means self and phagy means to eat. So it's really about self-eating. That's what the process is. There are a multitude of different things that you can utilize that can activate or even boost autophagy, and I'll look at those in a moment. But let me tell you why it's so important to do these things. Because essentially autophagy is really enabling the cells to eat themselves, if you will. And this enables you to kind of get rid of the dozens of cells within your body that are quite weak, that have been harmed, compromised, aren't functioning properly. You kind of and the stronger cells kind of come along and eat it. Imagine the video game Pac-Man. That's essentially what happens when you stimulate and activate autophagy, okay? And that's what we want. Not only that, it enables us to clean out the dirty water within us as well when we do that. And I'll speak about that in a bit. So since we know how good this is and the benefits that can derive from that, being more youthful, making sure your strongest cells survive so you feel more vibrant, more energized. It can enable better cognitive function. You can think better, you can move around better, you feel younger, you feel stronger, and these are some of the constituents required for performing and living optimally, and that's what we're after here. So let's go into the different things that you can do to stimulate, activate and boost autophagy. So first thing is fasting. So we'll go with intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is where you abstain from food and any calories, so no like sodas or Ribena or anything like that. Just plain water. Green tea is acceptable. Black coffee on its own is acceptable. Himalayan sea salt is good and can help you when you're intermittent fasting, because it ensures that you aren't chronically fatigued when you are fasting. So those are the basic drinks that you can kind of get away with having. And intermittent fasting is about not eating for at least 16 hours or above, abstaining from food. And if you think about it, really, it's one meal that you're really missing out on. So say if you stop eating at 8 in the evening, and then you sleep hopefully for 8 hours, which is what we should be doing, and you wake up and you just abstain from having your breakfast, and you have your meal at noon or a little bit afterwards. That's fantastic. It's really, you've just missed out one meal, and you've just made sure you've had fluids that aren't really caloric, really aren't dense in calories. So intermittent fasting is fantastic for fat loss, for stimulating autophagy, because the body kind of freaks out. It's like, what energy fuels can I use? And it starts to use the water and the proteins that you've already got in your own body. Your body starts to eat itself and use what's useless. And it's like, what can I make out of these things? It's kind of like if I gave you garbage, you said make something useful out of it, and you put things together and you say that's the best I could do with that. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're getting rid of the waste, the useless, the useless substances, and supplanting those with feeding our stronger cells, okay? So intermittent fasting is better. I'll tell you what's even more profound than that, and it's called the dry fast. So a dry fast is when you fast, but you also aren't allowed any fluids at all. That ensures drinking water. Now you can do a soft dry fast, which means that you can still like brush your teeth or shower and stuff like that. And the problem with that is if you are doing a soft dry fast, you have to understand that your body is taking in some water through your cells when you have a shower or when you are brushing your teeth and these sort of things. But or you can do the extreme version. Now, dry fasting is extreme. Please seek medical advice from your doctor and so on and so forth, because it is quite a difficult and sometimes dangerous thing to be doing. So be careful. But anything from 16 hours or above are fantastic. And the longer you fast is better as well. Now, if you fasted for about 24 hours, the amount of autophagens that you can produce can increase by 300%, which is really, really incredible. So a dry fast is actually 3 times more powerful than one lot of intermittent fasting. So it's quite profound. Me personally, I do a dry fast at least once a month. Fantastic for revitalizing your body, for getting rid of unuseful toxins and cells, replacing. It's kind of like, you know how a snake sheds its skin. That's how I metaphorically process what autophagy is. It's kind of like getting rid of something that isn't as useful anymore and replacing it with a better version. Okay, so dry fasting is great. Sleeping well can induce autophagy as well. So we're looking at about 8. I would say 8 hours is the sweet spot actually. 8 hours is the sweet spot. Make sure you are sleeping. It stimulates autophagy. So when you sleep is when you recover. Actually, your brain is more active when you are sleeping, believe it or not. And your body is doing all sorts of brilliant things in terms of recovering, supplanting, removing plaque from your brain. So sleeping is absolutely imperative for your health, for your well-being, for your recovery. And it helps with autophagy as well. So bear that in mind. So sleeping is really good. Exercise, especially high intensity interval training. So looking at explosive movements or resistance training as well can really boost autophagy, because your body's freaking out when you're doing these really tough exercises. So high intensity training, what I'm essentially saying is, see if you can sprint for about 20 to 30 seconds, then rest for about 20 to 30 seconds. Do that as often as you can, really. And it's fantastic for fat loss and for supporting autophagy. So HIIT training, so exercise plays a role in helping you to do this as well. What are some other things that you can utilize? Let's look at some kind of foods that can help you with autophagy as well. So you've got things like turmeric, fantastic herbs and spices. Really, the main ingredient in turmeric is curcumin, and that's what gives you all the benefits. Absolutely fantastic for not only for looking after your brain and preserving memory and for helping you learn and memorize things, but it's actually fantastic for stimulating autophagy as well. You've got green tea. Maca green tea is the purest form of green tea, the best form, the best for your brain. And the main reason, there are many reasons why you might want to have green tea: for the antioxidants. And speaking of antioxidants, there's a powerful antioxidant called EGCG. Okay, really profound. Again, supports brain memory function. What you'll notice when I'm describing these is many of these stimulating autophagy is also enabling your brain to work best, and it also enables you to lose weight. A lot of these things support great fat loss. So they work harmoniously. What's good for your heart is good for your brain, and so on and so forth, and vice versa. So green tea, the powerful antioxidant EGCG is fantastic for stimulating autophagy. What else we've got? We've got, speaking of spices and stuff, we've got ginger, which has an ingredient that's not really spoken about that often, called there we go, 6-shogot. Very unusual ingredient, but it definitely prevents cancerous cells from growing and developing. Yes, living a lifestyle like this is definitely going to support reduced stress, and stress is the main cause of all kinds of illnesses and diseases. So living a lifestyle where you're utilizing different components of these will make you not just improve your well-being generally, not just make you more energetic, can actually prevent you, or at least delay the onset on developing things like diabetes, cancer, and all kinds of other like brain-related problems, age-related problems like Alzheimer's and dementia and these sort of things. So this is really, really important, guys. Great for your health, great for your brain function. You think more clearly, you feel happier, you're able to think more positively because you're constantly looking after your body and rejuvenating and continuing the cycle of supporting the best cells, survival of the fittest, as your cells work. That's a natural process, right? So where were we? So ginger, turmeric. You've got citrus, bergamot tea, fruit tea. You can also get a supplement version if you prefer having it as a supplement. So that's fantastic as well for supporting autophagy. Essentially living a caloric deficit. There we go. We'll go back. caloric deficit supports autophagy, and also ketogenic lifestyle supports autophagy. So really, we're talking about high fats and extremely low carbs. Imagine this: eating often and eating lots of carbs completely opposes autophagy. It's the worst thing to do for your physical shape, for your energy levels, for your longevity, and for leading to increasing stress, making things more difficult for your life, actually killing and harming your brain cells. Yes, high stress and living a poor quality lifestyle can actually massively deleteriously affect your health and your intelligence, how your brain functions. It's true. There are more components. I'm sure I'm missing one or two key insights, but a caloric deficit, so for men consuming fewer than 2,500 calories consistently, not necessarily every day, but consistently, because you might want to spike that every now and then to kind of shock your body, shock your hormones, to boost your hormones, your thyroid, and so on and so forth. But generally speaking, most days should be living in a caloric deficit, because you're teaching your body to utilize whatever energy sources it's got within you. Like snacking opposes autophagy as well, so try your best not to snack. How about 2, maximum 3 relatively large meals every day? Leave a space between. I know this opposes what we've been taught historically about eating every 2 to 3 hours for your metabolism. Depending on what you eat and how you eat, that can still lead to a pretty healthy lifestyle. But in terms of autophagy, these are the masters, these are the ringleaders. Going back to a ketogenic lifestyle, we're looking at having lots of healthy fats like omega-3s, wild-caught salmon, seafood, oysters. We're looking at having things like olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, like leafy salads, having eggs, and these sorts of foods, and certain types of meats as well can really support a ketogenic lifestyle. So I hope you found this beneficial. Autophagy is absolutely crucial for making you the best version of yourself. So if you like this kind of material and you want to know more, head on over to my website at www.alexgem.com. Simply click join PHS today, enter your credit card details, and you'll get instant access to my mind-blowing course, okay? The Power System, taking you from wherever you are in your life to where you want to be. You're going to absolutely love it. I've included 3 tremendous bonuses in this video: hours of exclusive podcast material, videos, such as this, but exclusive, not found anywhere on any other platform, or not my YouTube channels or nothing like that. And 100 audio segments to keep you on track, to keep you being healthier, stronger, to teach you things about how your brain works, how habits work, how to change your lifestyle, and how to really integrate some of these amazing things. I go into so much more detail as it relates to many of these components, and so much more. We're just touching the top of the surface in this particular video. So go learn, challenge yourself. The whole package is worth over $1,200. I'm not charging anywhere near that for this tremendous course. So go get your hands on it. I offer a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So there should be nothing really stopping you apart from your limiting beliefs. So go take action, grow, watch it, not only complete the entire course, but then start it again, because you're going to want to indoctrinate yourself with this quality material. And I cannot wait to work with you. I'll see you soon.